Déjà vu. Estás atrapado en el presente. Cada mañana, cuando te despiertas, repites el mismo día y otra vez. Para escapar del presente, resuelve los acertijos. This is an activity that in class we would have conducted in the style of Escape the Room. There are many different activities. I believe there's a total of 6 that you're going to have to solve in order to get a code per slide. Each section is going to require for you to do something different. However, you need to make sure that you watch the lesson on AR, ER, and IR verbs that I posted for the assignment and notes on April 6th through the 10th. That is the only way that you're going to be able to know how to conjugate these, what endings go with the AR, ER, and IR verbs. So keep that in mind when you're conducting this and you're like, I don't know which ending I need to put. Refer back to that lesson. Okay, let's begin. Let's look at Google Slides. Some of us may not be very familiar with how to work this, and that's okay. I'm going to give you some tips that I know work for me when I'm working on this specific section. This, how I see it in my screen, may be a little bit too small for some of y'all. You're always welcome to go over here to the zoom button, and you can zoom in. That would be at 100%. Now I can see it a little bit better. Be careful because sometimes this zoom, you see how it stays highlighted and you see it here, it'll stay on. So you'll keep on doing this and this. Make sure that you go back up here and zoom out of it. Make sure that it's no longer highlighted so that you don't keep on zooming in and out. I'm working on this and all of a sudden I did something and it's gone. It's okay. You see these arrows right here? Undo. And they're back. Keep that in mind. Sometimes you'll be here, suddenly you erased a letter. Just go back and you see it back there. Let's look at what this activity is going to require you to do. If you look at the whole grid, each section can be separated by column. These are your columns. Which means that in order to start this off, you're going to have to figure out what all of these words create. You're going to have to move them around. And if you have all of these correct, then this one is going to form a certain word in Spanish that's going to be your first answer. So your objective is to decipher what all of these words are. When you get them correctly, this one should tell you a specific word in Spanish. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Now, I know that some of us will not have access to a printer. I do not expect you to print these things out. This is how I want you to find your answers in the cross search. I want everybody to go to this little section where it says line. So you're going to go to your line. Now, make sure that you see this little plus sign on the screen. If this little plus sign is not on the screen, then you're not going to be able to make the line. Because see, if I go here and I just click it, see how my arrow is still highlighted? So I can do as many as I want, but it's not going to show up. So you just need to go to this section where it says line and see how the plus sign already comes out. So that means it's ready to create lines. Let's say that was our answer. And there you have it scratched out. So you're going to have to do that for 1 through 12. You're going to have several of these that are going to intersect. Let's say this is going to be another one right here. So this one and this one share the letter S. So the letter S is going to help you form the word here for you to get your code. That means that S would be one of the letters that I'm going to have to take into consideration to finding out what this final code is going to be. You're going to have to do this for every single one. And what does it mean to conjugate in the present tense? That means that the word pagar is an AR. If you remember the rules for AR verbs is that the ending is going to change. In other words, we're going to take away the AR and we're going to add one of the several different endings that goes with the pronoun. Our pronoun here is nosotros. Whatever ending you add here matches nosotros, and then you find it here in the cross search. We're moving on to the next one. Notice how in these you can click and you can actually type something in. The same thing as you did in the one above, you're going to have to do it here. Cantar. You're going to take away the AR and you're going to replace it with an ending that goes with the word pronoun yo. Let's say that I decide that mine is A and S. So that's 1 and 1. So I had a total of 2. 2 points. And so you're going to do the same thing for all of these. Make sure you tally up your total and you'll be done for this activity after you've completed this whole section. Let's take a look at this specific one, guys. Do not get confused with this one. It's actually rather simple. Do you see all these letters in black? The point of all these is that this is going to create your final code, el código. However, you're only going to use some of these letters, and the way that you're going to know which ones you're going to use is if they are correct. So let's say I'm looking at T, and what I'm looking for is, once again, what we've been doing, the conjugation. Make sure that this verb matches the subject of the sentence. If it matches, then that means that it's correct, and you're going to use that letter in your code. If it doesn't match, then you're going to have to correct it and completely disregard that letter as being part of your code. This is a code breaker. Each of these little figurines stands for something. The objective for you is to tell me what the final phrase is. You don't have to do anything else other than providing me with the correct phrase that it forms. This one's actually rather simple. Now the very last one, all we need is for you to finish off the word and tell me what is missing. It says Nina beber. You have an ER verb, so you take away the ER and you are going to put the ending that goes with Nina. Let's say, and this is incorrect, that your answer is O. Once you fill this up completely, you're going to have a word written out, and I'm going to put a text box here that you're going to spell it out and then also translate what it means. This activity isn't meant for you to finish it in one day. It is meant for you to kind of divide it up over the course of 3 days at least. Let's say you delete it somehow or you can't find it. You need to make sure that you are in your MISD account and then go to your Google Drive. If that was the last thing that you were working on, it should be the first thing that pops up here. And you should be click you're back to your assignment. If you have any further questions how you're supposed to complete this, just send me a private message on Google Classroom. I'm here to help you, and hopefully you have fun with these. You have a great day, guys. Adiós y se cuidan mucho.